Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained, no.
See you later then.
But you're not, you can't go through there.
You're harassing me.
I'm not harassing
I'm trying to walk away.
talking to
Okay, I'm going to go this way instead then.
No, if you...
So if you... No, I'm going to go to the bus stop. Okay? Leave me alone.
This one escalates fast. What starts as a man peacefully filming outside a university suddenly turns into officers circling him like he's already guilty of something. And pay close attention here because this interaction exposes one of the biggest problems in modern policing: vague suspicion without clear articulation. Notice how Ed stays calm, keeps asking direct legal questions, and forces the officers to explain exactly why they approached him in the first place. That's important because in any lawful interaction, police powers aren't supposed to operate on vibes, irritation, or discomfort. They need lawful grounds. But instead of immediately identifying a crime, the officers begin fishing for justification after the stop has already started. And that's where this encounter begins to unravel. Would you cooperate in this situation, or would you stand your ground the same way Ed is doing here?
Alright, are you guys here for me?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, why? Can you maintain your distance there?
Can. Of course, yeah.
And also identify yourselves. Did you just switch your camera on?
Yeah.
Alright, please don't delete that. I'll be requesting a copy, alright? Also yours, please don't delete that. I'll be requesting a copy.
Of course.
Alright, can you identify yourselves, please,
Can I
officers?
ask you first, sorry, what was your first name, my friend?
I'm not at liberty to give you that. When you approach a member of the public, you identify yourself. That's your policy, so identify yourself.
Okay. So my name is Simon Tops, Police Constable 693, Simon Tops, Avon, Somerset Police.
And yours is?
My colleague.
5512, Josh Burnell.
Alright, and what crime have I committed, or do you suspect me of committing?
Okay, what are you being so hostile?
I'm not being hostile, I'm just asking you, because when the police approach me,
Yeah.
police come to deal with crimes, do they not?
Not necessarily, no.
What do they come to deal with? Civil matters?
Well, we're here to prevent crime.
So what crime do you suspect me of about to commit?
Not suggesting you're committing a crime at all. So.
Alright then.
What was your first name, so I can talk to you on first name basis?
No, it's fine, I'm not going to give you that.
Okay. Are you filming at the moment?
I am indeed, for my own
Okay,
protection.
what's the purpose of you filming?
My own purpose.
Right. Can I ask why you're here at the
Can I
university
ask you a
filming?
question? Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained, no.
See you later then.
But you're not, you can't go through there.
I just asked the gentleman if I could go through, and he said yeah.
Chris?
Did you not just tell me the way to the bus station?
You did ask me where the bus are.
And left at the machine and all the way down?
I did say that.
Yeah.
Okay, can
Okay.
I just...
No, you can't actually.
Okay, well, whilst you're walking, I'll just make it quite
Are you
clear
following
for
me?
I'm not following
You're
you.
harassing me.
I'm not harassing
I'm trying
you,
to
I'm
walk
talking
away.
to
Okay,
you.
I'm going to go this way instead then.
No, if you...
So if you... No, I'm going to go to the bus stop.
Okay.
Okay? Leave me alone. Alright?
Okay, that's fine. If you make your way to the bus stop, that'd be great.
I'm not going. You're not going to follow me.
What?
Which way are you going?
Sorry?
Which way are you going?
Look, if you don't want me to follow...
I'm just asking you which way you're going.
I'm not here to call...
I'm just asking you which way you're going.
It doesn't matter which way I go, I can go whichever way I like. I'm not being...
Alright, I'll wait for you to go then.
I'm not being dictated to by you.
Do you know your
where
oath?
I go. Alright?
Do you know your oath?
Yeah, I do.
Can you say it to me?
No,
I'll start you
I'm
off.
not going to say it to you.
I'll start you off.
I'm not here to justify my actions.
No,
to
you're
you.
here to uphold the law.
I am
Have I
upholding
broken it?
Not at the moment you haven't.
So leave me alone.
Watch the contradiction unfold in real time. They tell him he's not detained. But the moment he actually exercises his freedom to leave, suddenly they want to know where he's going and start shadowing him through the campus. That's the kind of mixed messaging that creates confusion during police encounters. Either someone is free to walk away or they aren't. There's really no middle ground there. And Ed immediately picks up on that inconsistency. He's not yelling. He's not threatening anyone. He's simply demanding clarity. Then comes one of the most revealing moments so far. The officer says, "I'm not here to justify my actions." That line should make everybody pause. Accountability is literally part of the job. Police authority only works in a democratic society when officers can explain the legal basis for what they're doing. Without that, it stops feeling like public service and starts feeling like intimidation.
This isn't consensual.
That's fine.
Policing by consent. Leave me alone.
Okay, off you go then.
No, I will
Have a
go.
nice day.
I will go when I'm ready.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
Cool.
Have a nice day.
I will. I'm actually having a lovely day.
Okay. If you could make your way to the bus station, though,
Why?
that would be great.
Why?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not here.
So why do you keep telling me what to do?
I'm not telling you what to
You
do.
are. You just said make your way to the bus station.
You
Like
said
what
you were
right?
making your way-
Can I just ask you? What right do you have to tell me what to do when I haven't broken the law?
Okay.
You haven't got a right to tell me what to do when I haven't broken the law. So stop trying to bully me.
I'm not trying to.
Yes,
bully
you are. You're trying to
find
tell
out-
me what to do.
I'm trying to find out why you're walking around a university
Because
with a camera.
I'll tell you why. Because I'm allowed to.
Okay.
Photography is not a
Some
crime.
of this university is private premises.
No, it's not.
It
Bro.
is,
Do you know?
okay,
Are you
that's
are
why
you
you're wrong.
are you familiar with Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972?
No, I'm not. No,
you're
not
not. But you
particularly.
should be.
Okay.
Because it's the law,
Okay.
which says at the material time of operating, the public are allowed access, whether upon payment or not.
To where?
Anywhere that is open. This is a public space. These lines were painted by the council.
Well, I think you're mistaken.
No,
This part of this
I'm not.
university is private property.
Can I just ask you
There
another
is
something?
public access
If I
to
was to
parts
say
of
to
the
you,
university.
if I was to say to you, I'm not going anywhere, what could you do?
Sorry?
If I was to say to you, I'm not going to leave now, what could you do?
Well, I don't intend to do anything.
You
at the
couldn't.
moment.
You couldn't do anything because I haven't broken the law. When those guys rang you and reported a crime, what you should have said to them is, "It's not breaking
They
the
have
law."
reported a crime.
What did they do?
Reported a suspicious person filming at a university campus.
Is photography a crime? You're recording. You're
Well,
recording.
I don't know.
You guys. Let
How
me
do
just
I
say,
know that you're not filming for terrorist
do you know?
purposes?
You see that on your uniform?
Yep.
That thin blue line thing.
How
That is
do
an utter disgrace.
How do I know?
You disgrace the country with that.
How do I know that you're not filming for terrorist purposes?
Sir, we
for
go.
example?
Sir, we go on what we do know, what we don't, not what we don't.
Well, not necessarily.
No,
That's again
so-
where you're wrong. Isn't
Okay,
It?
so what reasonable suspicion do you have that I'm a terrorist,
Well,
sir?
you're filming a university campus.
So you're
with a
trying to get me
camera.
on section 43.
No, I'm not.
So why did you mention it then?
Well, because I'm just explaining that you seem to think that I can only act when a crime's been reported.
No,
But
you're more than willing to come up to me and ask me.
Yeah.
If you can articulate reasonable suspicion that I may be a terrorist,
Well, you're walking around a university campus with a camera. And
this is a uni.
And you won't explain why.
but I don't have to.
This is where the conversation takes a serious turn because the implication of terrorism suddenly gets floated into the discussion, and that's a massive escalation from man with camera. Listen carefully to how broad the officer's reasoning becomes. The entire suspicion appears to boil down to he's filming a university and refusing to explain himself. But refusing to answer questions is not automatically suspicious behavior, especially in a public access area where photography itself is lawful. And Ed exposes the weakness in the logic immediately by pointing out the obvious hypocrisy. The officers themselves are also filming. So the issue clearly isn't cameras. The issue is control. This is why articulable reasonable suspicion matters so much legally. If police can't point to a specific criminal indicator beyond "it made us uncomfortable," then the justification starts collapsing under scrutiny. And honestly, this is the exact moment where many viewers are probably asking themselves, was this ever really about safety, or was it about somebody challenging authority on camera?
Well, then it gives me suspicion of what your activity is.
So you think I'm a terrorist? You have reasonable suspicion that I am up to terrorist activities?
I don't know why you're...
I'm not engaged in any
why are you
hostile
filming?
reconnaissance because I can, as my rights allow me to. Is this not a free country?
Yeah, but...
So, and am I not allowed to own a camera?
You are allowed to
You're
own a camera.
filming. What's the difference between
You're
you
allowed
and
to own a
I?
camera and you're allowed to film.
What's the
And I'm
difference
not-
between you
and
and...
I'm not preventing you
why,
from doing that.
But why
I'm
are you
not
accusing me of
turning
being a
the camera
terrorist
off.
then?
I'm not accusing you of being
Well, why
a
are you saying I'm
terrorist.
suspicious?
I'm just saying there are some concerns about your
What concerns?
nature of why you're filming
What
an empty
concerns?
university.
What concerns?
But then it gives me suspicion for why you're here with a camera.
Suspicion is not a crime.
No, but it gives me grounds to do certain things if I feel it
Are
necessary.
you threatening me?
I'm not threatening you.
So
I'm
what do you mean
explaining
then?
what the law is.
Well, you don't know the law because that's not
Well,
right.
I think I do.
Well, tell me what reasonable suspicion you have.
Well, why are you filming a university when it's
I'm not
closed
telling you.
with a camera?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, well then I'm suspicious.
That's fine. You can be suspicious.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
But then I can also act on that suspicion
No, you
if I
can't.
feel it appropriate.
You can. Yeah, you can, and I'll sue you.
Okay, well, but that's my decision.
Yeah, I know. When you'll lose your job.
Well, I'm not doing that, am I?
No, because you're scared
But
to.
you're not helping our cause.
I don't
here,
have
are
to
you?
help you. I don't have to help you, do I?
You don't have to.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, okay. I think we understand where we are.
I know where I understand where I am. I know the
understand
law.
where I
You
am.
don't. You those gentlemen over there, the guys who called the police, whoever called the police. I suggest you go and speak to them about Section 5 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, making a false report, because that's wasting police time, which is actually a criminal offence.
Okay. It's been nice talking to you. If you're heading towards the bus stop, then
I'll go wherever I like.
have a lovely day.
I'll go wherever
well,
I
you
like.
won't go wherever you like.
I will indeed.
Because parts of this.
I'll go anywhere that
university-
is publicly accessible. I will go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no one will stop me.
Yeah.
Not those guys up there. Not you guys
But what
either.
you need to understand at the moment.
I don't need to understand
just so
anything.
that
I
we're
know the
clear,
law.
Is so do I.
Yeah, no, you don't.
So do I. Okay.
You don't. You don't even
This
know
is a-
what Criminal
this-
Justice Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act
This is-
1972 is.
this-
Do you know it?
This is a
You need to
private.
know the ins and outs.
Of course you know. Of course, if you're gonna uphold the law, you have to know the ins and outs of the law. How can you tell me that you don't have to know the ins and outs
Okay.
of the law, but then you're here to uphold it? How does
Okay.
that make sense?
At this stage, you can see the officers reaching for hypothetical scenarios to regain control of the interaction. First, it's private property, then terrorism concerns, and now breach of the peace. But listen closely. Every single justification is based on something that might happen rather than something that actually has happened. That distinction matters legally. Breach of the peace powers are supposed to address imminent violence or genuine threats to public order, not someone calmly debating police conduct while holding a camera. And the officer even admits Ed hasn't been threatening or abusive. That admission completely undercuts the warning. Ed understands something a lot of people don't during these encounters. Once police start relying on vague future possibilities instead of present unlawful behavior, the legal foundation gets extremely shaky. This is why recording interactions matters so much. Without cameras, these contradictions often disappear into competing versions of events afterward.
You're even in Somerset Constabulary, innit?
Okay.
Absolute joke.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
I haven't enjoyed myself, actually. You've ruined my day. So go away now, please.
Parts of the university are private premises. There are public access routes.
I won't go anywhere that is private. I haven't been anywhere that's private, and I will not go anywhere that's private. As you could probably understand from the way I speak, I know exactly what I'm doing, sir. I know the laws that surround what I'm doing. I don't appreciate you accusing me of being a terrorist.
Well,
What's your number again?
I've not accused you of being a terrorist. I've explained.
693. You threatened
No, I
me. You
haven't.
said, "Oh, now I've got reason."
I've not threatened you
listen,
at all.
The camera doesn't lie.
I've not threatened you.
The camera doesn't
You
lie.
can play your camera back.
I will. I'll be playing it to your superior.
I'm just explaining that if you're filming an empty university that's actually closed at the moment to the university's actually closed. All right, to the students. It's
I'm not a
closed,
student.
It's closed to staff.
I'm not staff.
So why are you here?
I'm a member of the public, and I'm in a publicly accessible area.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Well, that's fine. If you want to film
I know it's fine.
in open public spaces.
Yeah, and I'm allowed.
That's fine, but
Yeah.
you won't be filming inside buildings.
I don't want to film inside a building.
And if you trespass in private property,
It's a civil matter. Are you telling me that you're going to do something for a civil matter?
I will do.
Okay. Oh, so okay, cool. That's another complaint.
Security asked you to leave a private
They
premises, and you.
but I
refused,
haven't been on private property.
And you refused.
But I haven't been on private property.
Then I'll have
Sir,
to consider my
listen.
powers under the breach of the peace.
Oh, so now you're threatening me for a crime that listen. What part of my behaviour is threatening or abusive?
Well, nothing at the moment.
Okay, so don't threaten me with something that
not
hasn't
threatening
happened
you.
or that isn't going to happen.
I also
you
know
are.
the
That's
law.
no. Listen, you're
Okay.
just threatening me with breach of the peace when a breach of the peace isn't going to happen because I'm not
one of my
acting in.
fundamental roles is to prevent a breach of the peace.
Yeah, but there's going to be no breach of the peace because I'm not acting in a
That's
threatening
right.
or abusive
So
behaviour.
All I'm saying is don't go into private premises,
listen,
don't film in the
how many
buildings.
times do you want to say that?
Okay, otherwise.
How many times do you want to say that, considering the fact that I said?
Then I'll have to support them to prevent a breach of the peace. Is all I'm saying.
That's fine. You
And
could
that's
do.
me knowing my law.
That's fine. You could do that, but I promise you that if the course of action that you've just stated happens, I'll sue you.
Well, that's fine. You're entitled to sue
And I'm
me.
going to make a complaint. 3 complaints in this 8 minutes 46 seconds, and 3 complaints about you. You're smart for keeping your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
You can complain.
See you later then, guys. Go.
Okay.
Be gone.
To be the end of this encounter, the outcome speaks for itself. No arrest, no detention, no identified offense, no evidence of hostile reconnaissance. Just a prolonged interaction built almost entirely around suspicion that officers repeatedly struggled to properly define. And that's what makes this case so important from a public accountability standpoint. Ed didn't win this encounter by shouting louder, he won it by staying composed, understanding the law, and forcing every claim to be explained out loud. The body camera footage also highlights a larger issue that comes up again and again. In public photography cases, too many lawful activities become treated as suspicious simply because they make authority figures uncomfortable. Whether you agree with Ed's tone or not, the core legal question remains the same: should police be able to escalate interactions without clearly articulated grounds? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Did the officers handle this professionally, or did they overstep their authority? And if you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe for more detailed police accountability and body cam analysis content.
You to be rude.
I'm not being rude.
Okay.
Plus, is rudeness a crime? Is it a free country? If I would like to be rude, I'm well within my rights to be rude. Okay? So go away, please, and leave me alone. You're harassing me.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks
All
very
right?
much.
Go away now. Told me I can't record in there, so now I'm going to have to walk round. You inform these guys that photography is not a crime as well, yeah? You educate these guys on the law. No. You're here. You're a public servant. You're here to uphold the law.
Yep.
These guys have broken the law by filing a false report.
They haven't,
Okay?
no.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They reported a crime when there wasn't a crime being committed. They made a false report. It is a breach of Section 5 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, and you are failing in your job right now, officer, constable.
Thanks very much. It's been very nice talking to you. If you can maintain yourself on the public places,
I'll go wherever I like. Thank you.
You know what my position is.
I'll
in
go
relation
wherever.
to
Yeah, you made threats. You made a threat of
I've not made a
arrest.
threat.
You did. You made an illegal threat of arrest. Bullies, guys.